Okay, what we have done yesterday. Remember the operating system. We have discussed the booting process, how to install the OS. So we can take a DVD or we can take ISO image of the operating system, and this ISO image we can copy in the pen drive. And from this DVD or ISO image, we have to do installation in the hard disk. This process is called booting installation process. Okay, so how to do this? Take the DVD or ISO image, switch on the computer and enter in BIOS. Enter in BIOS by pressing any one of this key. Okay. After entering in BIOS, we need to select the boot option like DVD or USB. So if you're installing from USB, select USB. If you're installing from DVD, select DVD. Now save the configuration and exit. The computer will reboot and OS installation will begin. This is your installation. This is what we have discussed, and this is what we do when we do the installation. Okay. Now, to do practicals, to do MCSE practicals, we should have minimum 2 computers. We need minimum 2 computers to do MCSE practicals. So can we get 2 computers? It's very difficult, like you have 2 computers in your home. Okay, but what you can do here is you can simply use one computer, and by using this one computer, you can do all practicals. So how that is possible? How we can take only one computer and how we can do all practicals here? There is a concept here called virtualization. By doing this virtualization concept, we can create multiple virtual machines on a physical machine. And we can install multiple operating systems in this virtual machine. So the software that we use here, the simulation software that we use here is called VMware Workstation software. And this is a software using which we can create multiple physical machine or multiple virtual machines in one physical machine. And in each virtual machine, we can install operating system. Normally when you go to cloud computing or when you go to the virtualization scenario, this is what we do. We just create some virtual machines in cloud, or we just create virtual machines over the uh, virtual environment, that is ESXi servers or Hyper-V servers, and we install multiple operating systems there. This is your virtualization. Okay, this software, VMware Workstation software, is just a small software. It's just an application where we can create multiple virtual machines. This is not actual virtualization. This is only used for practical purpose and testing purpose. Actual virtualization is something called VMware vSphere ESXi virtualization or Microsoft Hyper-V virtualization. I repeat, don't feel like this is your actual virtualization. Don't think like this is actual virtualization. This is only for practical purpose. VMware Workstation is only for practical purpose. Okay, fine. So we should create virtual machines here and we should install the operating system. But again, before we create a virtual machine, let us see like how we can use this VMware Workstation simulation. What are the requirements here? Okay, imagine this is your computer. Or a laptop, whatever, and this machine has certain hardware. The hardware configuration here, for example, is one of the main thing we need here is RAM. Minimum 6 GB or above. You should have minimum 6 GB or above. So if it is 8 GB, well and good, but it should be at least 6 GB. If it's 12 GB or 16 GB, then it is great actually. Okay. Then hard disk, 500 GB. Free hard disk should be like 100 GB, at least 100 GB, but overall 500 GB should be there. We have 500 GB for sure in every computer. Okay. Then CPU i3 or above. So this should be your hardware configuration in your laptop or desktop. If this is your hardware configuration, friends, we can install VMware Workstation there, and we can use VMware Workstation for creating multiple virtual machines. This isn't hardware. Okay. Okay, fine. So there is a hardware here. On top of this hardware, we know there should be some operating system. So normally the operating system that we use nowadays is Windows 8 or Windows 10. Let's go with 10. So there is a Windows 10 operating system installed here. Now, once we install Windows 10 operating system, which is already there in your physical machine, once we power on this machine, you know what this Windows 10 operating system will do? Out of 8 GB RAM, it will use 2 GB RAM. Out of 8 GB, it's a very simple scenario, friends. Listen carefully. Out of 8 GB RAM, we have totally 8 GB RAM, so it will use how much? 2 GB. So remaining is 6 GB RAM. Okay. Suppose if you have like 6 GB RAM in total. Okay, you are having 6 GB RAM in total. So out of 6 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM will be already used by your operating system that is running in your physical machine. So you're left with how much GB RAM? You're left with around 2 GB RAM. So around 4 GB RAM. So that 4 GB RAM is more than enough for us to create 2-3 virtual machines in our setup, in our physical machine. Okay. But if it is 8 GB, this is the scenario. 2 GB will be already used by the Windows 10 machine and Windows 10 operating system, and the remaining will be 6 GB. Okay. Now once we switch on the Windows 10 operating system, this VMware workstation we need to power on. Now we are running that software. VMware workstation. There are some versions here, version 14, 15, 16. Whichever version you want to use, you can use that version. So we need to go with VMware workstation here. Okay. So once we install VMware workstation here, friends, now we need to create our virtual machines. So we need 2 virtual machines here. To do practicals, to do all practicals, we need minimum 2 virtual machines. One machine is for server and the other machine is for client. Okay. So let us check the configuration here. We have to create 2 virtual machines here. So if you go with this server virtual machine here, in server virtual machine, we should have this much configuration minimum. I'm saying VM means virtual machine. RAM, we should allocate minimum 2 GB. If you go with more than 2 GB, that will be great, but minimum 2 GB. Hard disk, minimum 60 GB. CPU, 2 core. This much configuration we have to take in our server machine. Okay, 2 GB RAM, 60 GB hard disk, and 2 CPU cores. And all these things, 2 GB RAM, 60 GB hard disk, and 2 CPU cores, this virtual machine will use from your physical machine. Just try to understand this, please. It will use all the resources from your physical machine. But can it use directly? No. What happens here is it will just interact with the virtual VMware Workstation software. VMware Workstation software will interact with the operating system, and operating system will interact with the hardware. Okay, this is actual process. But overall, if I select this virtual machine will take everything from hardware, I'm not incorrect here. I'm not wrong. Okay, so it will take everything from your hardware. So whatever you are allocating in that virtual machine. While creating a virtual machine, that much will be allocated to that virtual machine by taking from the hardware. So if you say like 2 GB RAM, remember how much was remaining here? It was 6 GB RAM remaining, right? So if you say 2 GB now, it will be minus 2 GB. So the remaining RAM in your machine will be like 4 GB. 4 GB RAM is free. Remaining RAM in the sense 4 GB RAM will be free. Okay. Now what to do? Minus 2 will be 4 GB is remaining. Okay. Now take the Windows 10 operating system or 7 operating system, whatever. This is your client operating system. So this is your client virtual machine. In client virtual machine, if you are using Windows 7, RAM should be minimum 1 GB. Hard disk should be minimum 40 GB. And CPU, 1 core is enough for this. What is this core? I'll show you again. But this much should be there in your client operating system. Okay. So if you have like 1 GB RAM, we already have like 4 GB RAM here, right? So if you again use 1 GB RAM, so it will be again minus 1. So it will be how much will be remaining now? 3 GB RAM will be remaining. So 3 GB RAM is still available, right? So what you can do, instead of using 2 GB RAM in server, you can go with like 3 GB RAM. The performance of the machine will be best. So like this, we can configure some hardware to our virtual machines. So we already have the hardware in our server, in our laptop, and this laptop already have a software, that is Windows operating system 7, 8, and whatever. And on top of this Windows operating system, we have to install this VMware Workstation software. After installing VMware Workstation software, we can create virtual machines. It depends on the scenario, how many machines you need. But for MCSE, every time we need 2 virtual machines for sure. Okay, so we have these 2 virtual machines here. We have created 2 virtual machines, and we have created 2 virtual machines with this configuration. For server machine, we are taking a bit more configuration, and for client machine, we are taking a bit less configuration. So whatever hardware configuration you assign in this virtual machine, this hardware will be utilized from your this whatever configuration you have set in the virtual machine. This configuration will be utilized from your physical hardware. Okay, so RAM, CPU, hard disk, everything it will take from your physical hardware. And suppose once you're done with your practicals, and if you shut down the machines, if you shut down these 2 virtual machines, see, if you're not using a virtual machine, we need to shut down. So if you're not using this virtual machine and the machine is shut down, whatever hardware it was using, all the hardware will be forwarded back to this main hardware. All the virtual machine, whatever it was taking, it will be released by the virtual machine, and the hardware is back into this physical machine again. That means this particular VMware Workstation software, it will not make any changes in your hardware. It will not make any changes in your software. It will not make any changes in your operating system. It will not make any changes in your data. Changes means it will not delete or remove something. It will not make any other new problems and all those things. Whatever is there in the configuration, the same thing will be applied. Whatever you have taken from the hardware, the same thing will be used. And once you shut down the machine, everything will be returned back to the hardware. It will not make any changes in your computer. It will not damage your hardware, or it will not damage your data. Like if you are using a company's computer or company's laptop, it will not make any changes. Sir, 100% guarantee it will not do any, it will not make any errors, or it will not destroy your data. This is 100% safe to use. Okay, this is your VMware Workstation software. Okay, so just install VMware Workstation and create virtual machines there, and start installing operating system in virtual machine, and use these virtual machines for practicals. So wherever you are sitting, there is no need for internet also actually. Means while downloading the VMware software or while downloading the operating system Windows Server 2016, you may need internet. But once the VMware software is installed in your machine successfully, no need to have the internet connection there. We can simply use this VMware Workstation without internet. And one more thing, after completing your configurations, not every day, like suppose you finish your MCIC, you're very comfortable with your configurations now. Now you can just right click on this VMware, you can right click on this virtual machine, and you can delete this virtual machine forever. Okay, so it will not make any changes in your hardware, and it will not make any changes in your data that is already there in your laptop. Okay, so please take your time here, friends. Just take 30 seconds and just try to revise what we have done. This is not only for MCSE actually. In coming classes, in coming days, if you go with Linux administration or VMware administration, there also we use the same VMware workstation software and we do all the practicals there. Now, beside VMware, there is one more simulation software that is called Oracle VirtualBox. So this is our VMware that I showed you, and the next one is the other one is the Oracle VirtualBox. This is also quite famous. By using this Oracle VirtualBox, also you can create virtual machines. See, it says welcome to the VirtualBox here. So if you click on new here, you are creating a virtual machine here. So you can go with Oracle VirtualBox or you can go with VMware Workstation. Both are same. They just create virtual machines in your physical machine so that you can do some labs and you can do some practicals. Okay, friends, so if everything is okay for you, if you understand everything, we'll just go and see the practicals like how to create a virtual machine. So I'll just be waiting here for like next 30 seconds. If there is any doubt, we will see. Else we'll go to the practicals.
Sir, this VMware workstation also we need to install first.
Exactly, you should install. I'll be sharing this VMware workstation. The management will share with you. I have already shared the software with the management. So it's a small software. You know how to install any software, any application like MS Office or antivirus or Google Chrome. This application installation will be similar to that installation. It will be just next finish. Install this, and how to use that I'll show you. If you want to go with the latest version in the sense VMware Workstation 16, 17 or 18, in this case, uh, we need to pay money. The latest versions will not be free, but this version is VMware Workstation 14, so this is free. So we can simply install this and we can use this.
In these virtual machines, we can make both Linux and Windows virtual machines. Sir. We can
Whatever
create both.
operating systems, yeah, whatever operating systems we have, we can make virtual machines of all the operating systems.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So let us create two virtual machines first, then let us see how to install operating system in those two virtual machines. Okay, so I'll just create a new virtual machine here. Come again, please. This will be your VMware workstation. We can see where it is on screen. Yeah, this one. It will come like this. So just double click on this and open this VMware workstation software. And you can go to file and you can create a new virtual machine, or you can just click here and you can create a virtual machine. See, I have MCC 9 o'clock, 7 a.m. There was some other batch, there was VMware batch, there was MCC 8 a.m. batch. I have all these batches. I have completed some batches here, so I can delete some uh, virtual machines. Sir, okay, I'll just show you how to delete this first. See, my virtual machines are created in my E drive. So if I go to E drive, I have created a folder. I'll show what I'm doing now. Practically, see, this many virtual machines are available in my computer. Now see, how much free space is available as of now? There is 150 GB free space is available. You can see clearly 150 GB free space is available. Now let me just go there. I have completed my 7 a.m. class, so I can delete these three virtual machines. So right click on this virtual machine, go to manage and say delete. Delete from disk. It is saying this action is irreversible. Means once you delete, you cannot get it back. So I'm saying no problem, I'm just deleting. This was only for practical purpose, right? Delete. Right click, manage, delete from disk. I'll remove the folder also. Done. Okay. This class also I have finished 8 a.m. class. Okay, so I'm deleting these 3 virtual machines also. Right click, manage, delete from disk. Right click, manage, delete from disk. Right click, manage, delete from disk. Fine. Let us go to the physical machine now and let us see how much free space is there. See, now it is showing 276 GB free space. That means my 6 virtual machines have occupied nearly 126 GB. That is some space, right? 126 GB was occupied by them. So once you create a virtual machine, it will take around 5 GB, 10 GB, and up to like 20 GB hard disk from your physical machine. Although in virtual machine use, I can say 100 GB hard disk, but if you don't use complete 100 GB hard disk, it will use only like 10, 15, 20 GB hard disk. So I have deleted 6 virtual machines now. These 6 virtual machines were using nearly 126 GB hard disk from my physical machine. So the classes are over, so I have deleted the virtual machine successfully there. So uh, my hard disk is again free. So again for this class, I can create again 3-4 virtual machines, some today and some in coming classes. So again, you know, this class will consume some space from my hard disk, and hopefully once I finish the class, I can again delete these virtual machines permanently. So like this till now, maybe I have deleted some hundreds of virtual machines. Hundreds. Okay. Now let us go to the VMware workstation here and let us see how to create a virtual machine. So create a new virtual machine here. So we have two options. One is typical, one is custom. You can go with typical. It is a basic option where we can select all the options needed for virtual machine. Okay, so I'll just go with typical. I'll say next. Now this is a big question. It is saying how you are installing operating system, or from where you are installing operating system. There are three options here. Always try to select the last option. What it says, I will install the operating system later. What we are doing now, we are creating a virtual machine. We have divided our configuration into two steps, friend. One is creating a virtual machine. Next one is installing operating system in the virtual machine. I repeat, creating a virtual machine and installing operating system in that virtual machine. So right now we are simply creating a virtual machine. Okay, so select the option as I will install the operating system later. Then click on next here. Now see, that was your question. Can we install Linux? Of course. In Linux, can we install Red Hat, SUSE, Ubuntu, Debian, CentOS? Okay. We have all the versions. And in case if any version is not available here, we can simply go and say like other version 32-bit or 64-bit. So each and every version we can install here. And there is something called Novel Network. Solaris was very famous. VMware. And again, if there is something like HP iOS is not there, Mac OS is not there, so we can just go to this other and we can select the version here. See, other 64-bit. Other 64-bit means whatever other operating systems are available which are not added in this list, all the other operating systems we can install. Okay, and coming to Microsoft Windows here, it is supporting Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7, XP, all these things, as well as it is supporting Windows Server 2016 here. Just click on Windows Server 2016. This is what we are installing there. Windows Server 2016. Okay, so select your operating system and remember one thing, whichever operating system you're installing, it is always a best practice to select that particular operating system name. Okay, I got a message here. Naveen is saying I already installed VMware 16 Pro. Yeah, it is more than okay, no problem. It is more than okay. Okay, but when you install 16 Pro, was it asking about the license key there? If it is asking about license key, then we have to enter the license key. You know, every software has a key, whether it is operating system or a application software, there is a key. So if it is asking you the license key, and if you're not entering license key, this software will work in your computer only for 1 month. After 1 month, they will ask you to pay money. Okay, but the software that I'm sharing with you, that is VMware Workstation 14 version, it will not ask you any money after 1 month also. So if you're using 15 or 16 or 17, it doesn't matter, it will be same. Okay, but if you're using a latest one, then we need to pay and we need to use it. Okay, fine. So what I said you, whichever OS we are installing here, that OS we need to select here. So I have selected Windows Server 2016. Say next. Now it is asking you to enter a machine name. So this machine name will appear in the left side. So I will enter the name as say server 1 7 AM class. Okay, so just for my identification, I'm saying server 1 7 AM class. Done. Now what you see in the bottom is this option is a very important option to understand. It says location. It is asking you for the location. Which location it is asking you? It is saying like, okay, you are creating a virtual machine, but where exactly you want to save this virtual machine? Where exact? Virtual machine is actually a folder. Virtual machine is a collection of files and folder. So it is asking you clearly where exactly you want to keep this virtual machine. By default, the option that is selected there is your C drive. You know, whenever we install any application, in most of the cases we install applications in C drive. So by default it is selected as C drive here. But see, in my C drive there is only 22 GB free space available. I have many other applications running, so it's only 22 GB free space. So what you can do here is, instead of using C drive from your computer, you can just check the D drive or E drive or whatever drives you have and see in which drive there is more free space available and select that particular drive. So see, in my E drive there is nearly 276 GB free space available. So what I can do here, I can select my E drive. See, the location I have selected is E. So if you want to change the location, just go to browse and select your partition here like D or C or E or whatever and create a folder, and in this folder the virtual machines will be created. But what I have done here is I have set the E partition as my default location for the virtual machines. By default it will be C, but if you want to change from C to like D, E, F, whatever, we can change. Or if you want to use your external hard disk to keep your virtual machines, you can use your external hard disk. That is also possible. I hope you understood what I said. This is the location of your virtual machine. You are creating a virtual machine, but where exactly this virtual machine will be located? This virtual machine will be created and this virtual machine will be located in E drive. So I have entered the name here, server 1 7 AM class. If I go back to this E partition, virtual machines folder, there is no machine here with the name 7 AM 7 and server 1 7 AM MCAC class. There is no folder like this. Okay, so once we do the configuration, it will be coming there. Okay, I'll just try to delete some more machines here. This is Linux machine. This is also Linux machine. This is some machine. This is also somewhere. See, now the free space is 341 GB. Fine, that's good now. Okay, fine. So this is the location of your virtual machine. So select the location on send next year. Now it is asking you the hard disk, how much hard disk you want to take. Like I said, if you say 60 GB, maximum it will use 60 GB, but every time it is not using 60 GB. Every time it is using like 15 GB, 12 GB, or maximum 20 GB. If you're saving more data, it will save more space. But in practicals, we are not saving like GBs of data. We'll just create some 5-7 folders for practical purpose. That's it. So 60 GB is more than enough. But this is our classroom server, friends. So instead of 60 GB, I'll go with 100 GB. I have this much configuration in my machine, so I can go with 100 GB. But when you do practicals on your laptop, better go with like 50 GB or 60 GB in server. That is more than sufficient for you to do all the other practicals. Okay, so enter your hard disk here and say next. Now, before you say finish, just click on customize hardware here. See how much GB RAM it has taken here. Automatically it has taken 2 GB. We have selected Windows Server 2016, so automatically it has selected 2 GB RAM here. But 2 GB RAM, I will not go with 2 GB, I will go with like 8 GB RAM. Now, can I go with 8 GB RAM here? Let us just check once. If you go to computer properties, we know we can see the configuration of our machine, how much hardware we have. And you can see clearly in my computer, there is totally 32 GB RAM. Yeah, there is totally 32 GB RAM. So if it is 32 GB RAM, can I go with 8 GB RAM for my virtual machine? Of course, I can go with 8 GB RAM for my virtual machine. Okay, so 32 GB RAM is there. And coming to processor, see it has selected 8 GB now. Coming to processor, number of cores. So what I will do here is I will select number of processors as 2 and number of cores or processor as 2. That means I'm selecting 4 processors for this virtual machine. I'm selecting 4 processors. I selected 8 GB RAM and I selected 100 GB hard disk. So my machine performance will be much better. Okay, so select your hardware here. CD DVD is there, and the other options are like just default options. No need to make any changes here. This is your NIC card, so by default there is NIC card available. So just say close here, or now just say finish. Now say server 1 7 AM class is ready. Okay, the machine is created successfully, and this machine is created with 8 GB RAM, 4 processors, and 100 GB hard disk. If you want to increase and decrease processor and memory, you can increase and decrease at any time. Just power off the machine, go to this memory. If you want to decrease, you can decrease, or if you want to again increase, we can increase. It's up to you. So the virtual machine is successfully created, and this virtual machine is for Windows Server 2016. I have already clearly mentioned here it is a server 1 machine. Okay, now let us create one more machine, because for practical purpose we need 2 machines here, right? One is for server and one is for client here. So let us go and create a client machine here. This much configuration is more than enough for client machine when you do practicals. This is enough. Okay, so let us see. Again, go back to the home option, create a new virtual machine. We need to select the option as typical here. Then say next. Then select the option I will install the operating system later, because what we are doing as of now, we are simply creating a virtual machine. Then we can install the operating system. So I will install the operating system later. Then click on next. So you can select the operating system here. So if you are installing Windows 7, Windows 8 or Windows 10, you should select that operating system name only. You should not select Windows Server 2016. If you select Windows Server 2016 and if you install Windows 7 there or Linux operating system there, the installation will not be completed in many cases. And in case if the installation is completed, the machine will not work properly. So whichever OS you are installing, that OS should be selected here. Okay, so I will go with Windows 7 here, Windows 7 64-bit. Say next. So again it is asking the name, so I'll say the name as client 1 7 AM class. See, the location is again showing as E drive. This again showing me the default location, because I have changed the location. How to change the location permanently, I'll show you once I create this virtual machine. But see, the location is again showing as E. Now say next. 60 GB hard disk, 40 GB hard disk is more than enough, so I'll just go with 60 GB hard disk here in client machine. Then again say next here. But before I say finish, I'll go to customize. 1 GB RAM is more than enough. If you go with 2 GB RAM, that is excellent, but I'll go with 4 GB RAM here. Remember, in my physical machine, I have totally 32 GB RAM. I have totally 32 GB RAM. So I can go with 4 GB RAM easily for the client machine. I can go with 8 GB RAM easily for my server machine. No issues. Okay, so I have selected 4 GB RAM. And coming to processors, I will take number of processor as 1 and number of cores for processors I'll take as 2. That means I have taken totally 2 processors here. Done. Just say close and just say finish. See, 2 virtual machines are created now. One is server 1 7 AM class, another one is client 1 7 AM. Server machine and client machine are successfully created. Okay, I'll just right click on my computer. I'll create a folder here, like say MCSE. Sorry, I'll just select a name because I can identify the class. And 7 AM. Okay, fine. Now I'll just take these 2 machines here, drag and I'll drop here so that it is more organized here. So next time when we come here, we can just expand our machine and we can power on the machines and we can use these machines for our lab purpose. Okay. Now, remember this diagram I told you? Once we power on the machine, your Windows 10 operating system or whichever operating system you're using, it will consume some memory from your hardware. This operating system will also use some memory. Processing, it will use some processing, it will use some RAM, it will use some hard disk and all those things. So Windows 10 will use how much? 2 GB RAM maximum, or more than 2 GB RAM anyway. Windows 7 will use around 1 GB or a bit more than 1 GB. This much RAM they will use. Now, one simple question here, friends. I have totally 32 GB RAM. In my physical machine, I have totally 32 GB RAM. Okay, first of all, can you tell me how to check how much memory is in use in your computer? How to check how much memory is in utilization? This is a very basic interview question.
In File Explorer, we can see right in all the drives how much GB is free and how much is.
No, this is your hard disk. You can say the hard disk. I'm saying how much
Yeah.
GB RAM is utilized and how much processor is in use. Okay, fine. You know, this is the task bar. If you go to task bar, there is an option called task manager. Once you go to task manager, here there is an option there that is called performance. I'll go to performance later. We can see what applications are running here. And if you go to performance, it will show you like what is the performance of your machine, how much RAM it is using, how much processor it is using, and it will show all these things. Okay. Now it's a very technical thing we are discussing right now. So listen carefully, please. If I go to performance, it will show me like how much RAM is used and how much processor is used. Okay, fine. So I'm using Windows 7 machine. This is my Windows 7 operating system. So this Windows 7 operating system will use more than 1 GB, but in my case, it will use around 2 GB or more than 2 GB because I'm running many applications there. Fine, so it will use more than 2 GB. So the remaining RAM will be like around 30 GB. Now see how many machines I have created here. I have created server 1 machine with 8 GB RAM and client 1 machine with 4 GB RAM. Now can you please tell me how much RAM is in utilization right now? How much GB RAM is in use right now? If I go to server manager, we can see clearly, but can you just do the calculation here and can you tell me like how much GB RAM will be in used?
Nothing. We have not installed anything.
Exactly. Actually, it will use only for Windows 7, the operating system that is running in my physical machine. But for these 2 virtual machines, it is still not using anything. There are 2 reasons. One reason is, first of all, they are powered off. Yeah, they are simply powered off. And the second reason is there is no operating system installed there. So once we install the operating system and once we power on these virtual machines, then only it will start using the hardware from your physical machine. See, I have many more machines here. No machine is using any hardware here right now because all the machines are powered off. So first of all, we need to power on the virtual machine and there should be some operating system. Then the machines will start using the resources from your hardware. Okay, so if I go to taskbar now, performance, can you see it is using only 3.73 GB? 3.73 GB means it is using some for your physical machine OS, and it is using some for this VMware websites. Sorry, whatever websites we are accessing, and it is using some for the GoToMeeting. It is using some for the uh, VMware. It is using some for all the other applications. Okay, so overall it is using only 3.74 GB. It is not yet started using 8 GB RAM for server machine and 4 GB RAM for the client machine. Okay, so we
On
have success
taskbar, what option we need to click?
performance.
No, no. How you open
Task
the?
task manager. Right click on taskbar and just click on task manager.
Okay.
Every Windows has this option actually. So task manager. Now we can see the performance here. So CPU performance will fluctuate every second, every 2 seconds. RAM performance also will fluctuate, but not like CPU. Okay, fine. So now things are much clear here. Okay. Okay, fine. So now what I do here is creation of virtual machine is over. Now we need to install the operating system in this virtual machine, friends. Now, how to install operating system? The same old story. Take the DVD or ISO image and connect this DVD or ISO image to the physical machine and enter in BIOS and do the installation. But right now it is not a physical machine. Right now it is a virtual machine, right? So in virtual machine, what we have to do here is, can you see CD DVD option here? Click on the CD DVD option. Once you click on the CD DVD option, we see some more options here. Now select this option, use the ISO image. Can you see here it is showing use the ISO image, this option. Okay, select this option, use the ISO image. Okay, then click on browse here, and once you click on browse, your ISO image should be there somewhere in your computer. So I hope yesterday you have downloaded the ISO image. I have showed you, right, how to download. If not, at least download this today, because the size of this image is like nearly 6.5 GB or up to like 7 GB. So I'm not sharing this ISO image with you. You can download. It is a very easy download. It's a very easy way of downloading. And once you download this software from the Microsoft website, it is free for 180 days. For testing purpose, it is free for 180 days. After 180 days, it will expire, but you will complete your practicals within like 1 month. 1 month or 40 days or 35 days, whatever. So still you can use this machine easily without any issues. Okay. So the image should be available in my computer. So if the image is available in my computer, what to do? Go to the server machine and client machine, whichever virtual machine. Click on the CD DVD. Select the CD DVD option here and select the use ISO image and click on browse and select your image, Windows Server 2016. Say open. That means that image is connected to your virtual machine. You know how we connect a pen drive to a virtual machine, pen drive to a physical machine, or how we connect a keyboard or mouse to a physical machine. This is the same way we have connected our ISO image to the virtual machine. Imagine the ISO image is that somewhere in a pen drive, and that ISO image is connected to your virtual machine. And every time whenever you connect, this option should be selected here. Connect at power on. This option should be always selected. Okay, so we have selected that option, connected power on. Now just say okay. See, we can see clearly it is showing like using file from so and so location, the ISO image is connected here. Now the same thing I have to do on this Windows 7 machine. Go to this Windows 7 machine. Right now there is nothing here. So click on the CD DVD, use the ISO image. Now say browse. This is my Windows 7. This is CentOS, that is Linux. This is Windows Server 2012. This is something called VMware. So we can install any application there, any operating system there. So now I'll go with Windows 7 machine. Say open. Say okay. See both the
Windows 7
images.
also we need to download for
Windows,
purpose.
Windows,
7 operating system also we need to download.
of course. You need any
Okay.
client operating system, maybe Windows 7, 8 or 10, but better go with Windows 7 because it will consume less memory. Because you have only like
Okay.
6 GB, 8 GB RAM, right? So better go with Windows 7.
Okay.
Okay, if you don't have Windows 7, hopefully I'll share Windows 7 ISO image. But just try to download Windows Server image from the internet. Okay,
Okay.
so both the machines are created now and the uh, images are also connected here. Now what to do, friends? Just go to the server machine and power on this machine now. Okay, so before I power on the machine, let me just go to the task manager again. So still it is using 3.76 GB, approximately 3.7 GB of RAM. Now once I power on this machine, I've just maximized the screen here. I'll explain all these things maybe tomorrow or maybe next class actually. So the installation process has started in our virtual machine. Say it is asking Windows Server, say next. Installation will take one more class actually at least. So the installation process has started. How I did the installation, what I have done there. Right now there is no time for us to learn all these things, but see the installation process has begun and it is asking you something. So I have selected something here. I'm just saying next here. Accept license terms and conditions, next. Custom, next. That's it, the installation process has begun. Now, can you see the difference here, friends? How much GB RAM it is using now? It is using 4.8 GB. It will use up to like 5 GB now, and it will go more than 5 GB. The installation is happening here. 2% is completed. You can see here clearly. 2% is completed here. 3% is completed. 4% is completed like this. Okay. So whenever the installation is happening, it will consume more memory and more CPU. So now it is using up to like 7 GB RAM. Yeah, it is using more than 7 GB. How much GB we said here? We said totally 8 GB, right? So when we are installing the operating system, it will use up to 8 GB. Not every time, it will use only while installing. But suppose if you say only 3 GB RAM in your computer, it will use only 3 GB. If I say 16 GB, it will use up to 16 GB. So how much RAM is there? It will use that much while installing the operating system. And while the machine is coming up, it will just try to use the complete resources. But it does not mean like every time it is using full 8 GB. No, after installation is completed, it will use like 2 GB or 3 GB RAM from your physical machine because that much is more than needed for a Windows server to run. Okay, so right now it is more than 8 GB now. So it will go like up to like 13 GB or 12 GB. Okay, fine. So the installation is started in the backside. Now, if you just minimize the screen, you are back to the physical machine. And if you go and click on this VMware workstation, you are into this workstation software now. So we have created a virtual machine, and in this virtual machine, we have installed the operating system. Now, I'm making a very big statement here. Please listen carefully. We are working on Windows Server 2016 operating system in company, or we are working on Linux server operating system in a company. We are working on the operating system. Now, this operating system can be running on a physical machine or it can be running on a virtual machine. It doesn't matter. In most of the cases nowadays, we are using virtual machines. You know, cloud computing. In cloud computing also, you create a virtual machine. It is called EC2 machine. So in most of the cases, we are creating virtual machines only. Okay, it can be a virtual machine or it can be a physical machine. What is the machine? It doesn't matter. What matters here, we are using the server operating system, and by using the server operating system, we are controlling and managing the whole network. This is what the main thing that matters here. Got it? We are controlling the network by using the server operating system, not by using the server physical machine or a virtual machine. Machine can be any machine. We should have the operating system there. Okay. So see how much it is using. It is using more than 10 GB now. It is using more than 10 GB. So can you go with 8 GB RAM in your computer? Of course, no, because the maximum physical RAM you have is like only 8 GB. Anyhow, that is the one thing. And the second thing is, if the virtual machines are running, we should not shut down our physical machine until and unless we shut down the virtual machine. So I will not complete the configuration here, because like I said, we have to see many things. I'll just right click, manage, and I'll delete this machine. When we come in our next class, we will again create a virtual machine for server. Then we will install the operating system. Then let us see how it goes. That will be the last basic class of our course. After installing the operating system, then we can enter into the administration part. We'll just start with some theory. Couple of days it will be theory. Then once we start the practical sprints, it will be all practicals every day. So our next class will be on Monday. I repeat, our next class will be on Monday. And Monday we can see the installation, and there are many other things we need to discuss about operating system. So once we see the installation, then from Tuesday we can enter into the administration part. Okay, there is a question here, and Shaker is saying like, okay, there is a error popping virtualization with this is a very common error actually. Like, you know, when you install the VMware software in your computer, you may get this error. You may get a error something like this. Like this. So if you get an error, like suppose VMware is not working properly, you know what you should do? Remember, we have discussed about BIOS yesterday, basic input output signal. So just go to BIOS, enter into your BIOS, and in BIOS there is a virtualization option. It can be written as virtualization there. See here it is written as Intel virtualization technology. So in some laptops by default it is disabled. So if your VMware is disabled, if your virtualization technology is disabled in your laptop, so we should go to BIOS, and in BIOS this option is available. Just search the tabs. One of the tab will be like advanced tab here. You can see this is your advanced tab here. Okay, so go to advanced tab and we can see virtualization option. It can be written as virtualization or it can be written as VTX, anything. VTX also can be written. So just go there and enable that VTX or virtualization option. If it is disabled, you cannot create a virtual machine. I repeat again, friends, if the option is disabled, you cannot create a virtual machine, you cannot install the operating system. So first we need to enable this VMware option from our BIOS. Okay, and we can enable that option there. So once you enable the option, then khalas, no issues. See here it is written as VTX. Okay, here it is written as VTX. So enable that option, and the VMware workstation will work perfectly now. It will be there. Virtualization option will be there for sure in your computer surety. You're using which processor? You're using Windows 10 means you're using any latest processor, I guess i3, i5. So that will be there. Like I said, it can be written as virtualization or it can be written as VTX. Any one option will be there. It will be there for sure. Thank you. And in case if the virtualization option is not there, I can say with 100% guarantee, if you take any computer in last 6, 7, 8 years, virtualization option will be there. But you know, I'm using a laptop from 2010, and in that laptop, the virtualization option is not available. So there I cannot create virtual machines. I cannot run virtual machines there. When I took the operating laptop in 2010, VMware was not so famous. Okay, so I have not thought of virtualization and all those things then. It was my mistake actually. It was like dual core processor, but as of now, whatever server, whatever laptops and desktops you are using, if you have taken that laptop or desktop in last 6-7 years, then virtualization option will be available. Maybe it is disabled, so we should go to BIOS, and in BIOS, I'll just write it here. It can be written as VTX, or it can be written as virtualization, and it can be written as Intel virtualization, something something. So it will be written as any one of these options. Okay. Okay, fine. So now we are like simply moving into our course, and I hope you are able to come in a mood here. Mood in the sense, I hope you are able to understand how the course will move forward. We just started from the basics and we have seen the types of networks, and now we are looking at the installation part. Once installation part is done, we will see the configuration and the administration part. Okay, so tomorrow, this Saturday, there is no class, only this Saturday for MCAC, because I have to complete some other classes. So I'm taking some extra classes tomorrow. So our next class will be on Monday. Next MCAC 7 a.m. class is on Monday. Okay, so next week, hopefully we can take classes for 7 days, 6 days, sorry, Monday to Friday. And next week will be one of the most important week for your career. I'm not saying only for MCAC, I'm saying for your networking career, because next week we will see a topic called ADDS, Active Directory Domain Services. This topic will take more than like 10 days, more than 10 classes, but starting 2 classes will be theory, and then the next 2 classes will be the most important practical. So next week we will see this ADDS. So please, whatever we have done till now in this week, just try to brush up everything, just try to revise everything, and make sure like you have all the basics clear, like the networks and the devices and the connections and the purpose of the network and VMware workstation and how to install the operating system and all those things. Just try to make sure you're well and good in this. If you're well and good in this, then the ADDS and the other concepts will be like more easier and more interesting to learn. Okay, friends, so that's it for today. I'll be here for like a couple of more minutes. If there is any other thing to discuss, we will see. How much RAM it is using now? Let us see. It came back to like 3.8 GB now, because I have shut down the virtual machine, I have shut down the VMware, so it came back to like 3.8 GB now. Whatever you are learning, for everything there is a simulation. For all the server administration courses, we can use VMware Workstation for Windows or Linux, and for CCNA, CCNP, in case if you are planning to go for CCNP. For CCNA, there is something called Cisco Packet Tracer, and for CCNP, there is something called GNS. Where is my GNS? See, this is the GNS. Not only CCNP, you can go up to like CCIE also. There is a GNS there. And for cloud computing, we can simply go to the Amazon.com website and we can just do the cloud computing there. There is no software for it, because we just need a browser and we need an internet connection. So we will be directly connected to the browser. We will be directly connected to the Amazon server and we can do all practicals. Okay, so the bottom line here is, from today, if you're taking a computer or laptop for yourself or for any of your friends, just try to convince them to take a laptop with minimum 16 GB RAM. 8 GB is okay as of now, but if you take 16 GB, it will be useful for next 4-5 years, because the RAM is the application performance is based on RAM. Your machine performance is majorly based on RAM. Processor, any processor above i3 is good, but just try to take at least 8 GB RAM, or if you can afford 16 GB RAM, that will be great for your machine performance. Okay, friends, so that's it for today. Thanks for joining. I hope you understood the class. It was again a very interesting class regarding operating systems and virtual machines and all those things. So next class, we will see the installation in more details. You will not finish your interview, friends, without facing questions from operating system. They will ask you they will ask you many questions from operating system, and they will ask you to do the installation in their computers. They will just take you inside somewhere on a computer, and they will say install Windows Server or Windows 10 or whatever. Installation of operating system is one of the most basic work we do in companies as an administrator. Maybe you're a fresher or maybe you're having like 20 years of experience, you must know how to do the installation. So Monday is the class where we will just revise everything and we'll just try to do the installation in a better way. There is a question here, like by using Windows 7 ISO image file, can we install multiple times Windows 7? Of course we can do. This ISO image file that I have in my computer, maybe I have installed this Windows 7 maybe like some 700 times maybe, or maybe like 1000 times, who knows. You can install any number of times. No problem. Remember, I have deleted some virtual machines today in front of you. I have deleted 7 virtual machines. Out of 7 virtual machines, 5 virtual machines Windows Server was there, and 2 virtual machines Windows 7 was there. So again, I use the same IOS, and again I do the same installation in that virtual machine. Okay, friends, thank you. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Have a nice weekend actually. So see you on Monday for our next class.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Sumant, please go ahead.
Yeah, the thing is that one is doubt, sir. After while doing any application, it will ask for the license key. After installation of VMware, it will ask for any license key like that.
Yeah, if you use this VMware 14 version, so this is my VMware 14 version, I have the license key here. The first one is the license key, this one. You can enter this, so it will not ask you. I have installed this VMware workstation maybe some 5 years before, I guess, in my computer. Till today I'm using because I have the license key. But if you go with the latest one, 16, 17, 18, then they will ask you the license key, then we should get the license key. So I have the license key of 14. So my suggestion will be like, you can use this 14, you can do all practicals. Maybe if you go with Linux also, you can do all Linux practicals here. So better go with 14. And in case if you have like 15 or 16 with license key, kindly share with me also, because I can use the latest one and I can share the latest one with the other people also.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, fine. And all the email IDs are available with the management. So I'll ask the management today to share the folder with you. That folder contains the what it contains. Let me just show you. Durga Soft. This folder contains actually the VMware Workstation software, as well as it contains. Okay, I've already shared with folder with them. They will just share the folder. So you have the mail IDs. All your mail IDs are there with them. So they will share the folder hopefully today. So you can just take the folder and you can see, you can download the VMware Workstation from that folder. They will share through the Google Drive, and you can use this VMware Workstation for your lab purpose. Or where is that folder, man? Okay, I'll just check it. I'll share the folder again. I already shared that folder. No worries. Yeah, MCSE Durga Soft. You have the VMware Workstation software here, and we have the Windows Server image file. We have the Windows Server lab manual. So whatever we have discussed till now, the local area network, metropolitan area network, and this is the installation. Everything is here. Types of softwares. Okay, some hardware components. All the things are written clearly there. So they will share this file also with you. Okay, friends, done. That's it for today. Thanks for joining and have a nice weekend, and see you on Monday.
So from Monday, from regular class will be started.
Yeah, this is also regular class, Sumant, actually. This is also regular class. But Monday
But
also we'll just
they
continue.
have not changed the link. So I've
Acha,
been
acha, acha.
continuously asking the Durga team.
Okay,
They
okay, okay.
and every day they're sending a new link. That's what
No,
one is doubt.
till now, okay. Till now, the link was same actually. So I'll just ask them if they change the link, they will send a message to you like maybe tomorrow or maybe on Sunday. So that link we can continue for like many days. Okay,
Okay,
I'll
okay.
make sure you'll get a link like before 1 day maybe.
Okay, definitely. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you guys. Have a nice day. Bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Wait a second, please. Again, I got a question here from Sumant Reddy. Is there any difference between 2016 and 2019? Like I said you before, if you learn 2016, you can work on 19, 12, 16, everywhere. You can work on any of this operating system. If you want to download 2019, you can download 2019, and whatever we are learning, everything will be same there. There is no difference. Absolutely, there is no difference. Okay. Yeah, great. Thank you, man. See you. Bye.